So here we have 2/3 plus 5/9. So to answer questions like this, we'll need to know how to find equivalent fractions and also how to convert improper fractions to mixed numbers. Let's start by getting the denominators the same. We can change 2/3 into 6/9. So rather than 2/3 plus 5/9, we can have 6/9 plus 5/9. So notice what the equals sign really means here. We have 2/3 plus 5/9 equals 6/9 plus 5/9. The equals sign just means is the same as, so adding 2/3 and 5/9 is the same as adding 6/9 and 5/9, but we haven't got our answer yet. To do that, we add the numerators and keep the denominators the same, so we have 11/9. But we can write this answer as a mixed number. Remember, a fraction is really a division, so we can get a mixed number from an improper fraction by dividing the numerator by the denominator. And that gives us 1 remainder 2, so that's 1 2/9, because 1 is the whole number, the remainder is the numerator, and the denominator stays the same. So let's look at what we did here. We had 2/3 and added 5/9. 2/3 is the same as 6/9. So when we added 6/9 and 5/9, we got 11/9. And as a mixed number, that gives us 1 2/9. So now, what is 3/4 plus 5/8? Well, we can change quarters into eighths. 3/4 is 6/8. So we can answer 6/8 plus 5/8. That gives us 11/8. But to change it to a mixed number, we need to divide. And because we get 1 remainder 3, our answer is 1 3/8. Again, let's look at what we did. We changed 3/4 into eighths, so we had 6/8 plus 5/8. That's 11/8 in total. We can see that 11 of our eighths are shaded. And as a mixed number, we can write that as 1 3/8, because if we colour squares to make a full rectangle, we have 1 full rectangle and 3/8 of another rectangle altogether. Now this one's a bit more difficult. We need to add 3/5 and 3/4, but we can't change quarters into fifths. 5 isn't a multiple of 4. So when one denominator is not a multiple of another, you need to change both fractions. So we need a number for our denominator, which is in both the 4 and 5 times table. 20 is a multiple of both 4 and 5, so we can find 2 equivalent fractions with a denominator of 20. 3/5 is the same as 12/20, and 3/4 is the same as 15/20. So now we can add our numerators, keep our denominator the same, and we have 27/20. So how can we write this as a mixed number? Well, 27 divided by 20 is 1 remainder 7, so we have 1 7/20. So we were adding 3/5 and 3/4. We changed 3/5 into 12/20 and then changed 3/4 into 15/20. So if you counted up how many coloured 20ths we had, you would count 27/20. And as a mixed number, we have 1 and 7/20.